that spotlight on her face. We gon' pipe up and turn up. We gon' light up and burn up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of the Secondary League Podcast, a baseball podcast presented by thepinchRunner.com. I'm baseball YouTuber and writer for The Pinch Runner, Dawson Wright, and today I'm joined by Noah Wright, also from The Pinch Runner. How's it going, Noah?
It's going just fine.
And it's actually going great because the podcast has returned after a long break.
About 2 months.
It is now summer, and we are back, and we are here to stay. So I feel like there's not really a better thing to get into than just getting started. So the first thing we're going to talk about today, the Major League Baseball Draft, which started on Monday, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. First round and second round took place on Monday. The Tigers had the first pick, and they took Casey Mize, right-handed pitcher from Auburn. He was projected to go number 1 by a lot of people. Giants had the second pick. They took catcher Joey Bart, and then the Phillies had the third pick, and they took Alec Boehm, who's like 6'7", third baseman from Wichita State. So, very interesting draft class this year. A lot of people are saying it's not very talented, but there are a lot of pretty interesting dudes in here. The Yankees taking Anthony Seidler.
Isn't he the switch pitcher, switch hitter too, right?
And he catches. That's a bonus.
Huh.
So the Yankees took maybe the new. Oh crap! What's his name? Oh, Pat Venditti. Pat Venditti. The Yankees could have taken the new Pat Venditti. I believe they're gonna. He's listed as a catcher on here.
But he can also pitch. He can also pitch, right?
Yes, he can, but I believe they're going to use him as a catcher because he's listed as a catcher for them, which is interesting because Gary Sanchez isn't that old, so
yeah, I wonder what they'll do.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with him. I really want to see him pitch. We need more switch pitchers just for the fun of it.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun to watch.
Is there anything else you want to add in about the draft before we move on?
You want to talk about Swaggery? The Pirates' first round pick.
All right, yes.
Swaggery.
The Pittsburgh Pirates with the 10th overall pick, they took Travis Swaggerty, who's an outfielder from South Alabama, and he probably has one of the best last names of the draft. There's some competition though, because the Astros took outfielder Seth Beer in the first round with the 28th pick.
I want Bay to come back so we can have a Swaggery and a Bay.
We need Swaggerty and Bay on the same team. That's the dream team right there. And the tallest player of the draft was drafted by the Giants, right-handed pitcher. I don't know how to say his last name, so I'm not even going to try. But the second round pick by the Giants, he's 6'11". He's a right-handed pitcher from Kentucky.
I was about to ask what's his name, and then I forgot you said that you can pronounce it.
Yeah, it's really difficult. I mean, we're just gonna add it to the list of names that are impossible to pronounce. Like it's pretty bad. It's okay. His first name is Sean, okay, but his last name is spelled Hjelle.
LJ. That's the best way I can pronounce it.
Helge, is that it? I have no idea. I have no clue.
That was my best guess.
But 6'11" pitcher, it's a shame he's not a lefty, so we can't get Randy Johnson 2.0. But 6'11" pitcher, and he throws 94, 95-ish. So if he gets his velocity up, we could see right-handed Randy Johnson. That would be horrifying, but
it'd be fun to watch, though.
It would be fun to watch. All right, so Hanley Ramirez, he has not signed with the team yet because he just got off of waivers, so he's a free agent. Where do you think he's going to go?
I watched your video with, who was it? Who did you have that? Because I know you did a video with someone.
Oh, yeah, Super Cam B.
Yeah, I watched you do a video with them, and I agreed with what you said, which was the Rockies and the
Astros.
Yeah, Astros. And I thought the same thing because Astros DH situation, which we'll talk about later, and the Rockies, their first base situation is a little crowded and messed up too because who do they have right now? They have Ian Desmond. Yeah, they have Desmond, who's underperforming. It would be better used as a utility guy all around the field. And who's the other one? Ryan McMahon, I think.
Yes.
That prospect, yeah. I don't know how he's doing right now, but yeah.
They'll need it. Well, Hanley Ramirez, he hit who was he 245-ish when he was with the Red Sox?
Did you see if you saw his April numbers, he had an amazing April. He was like 330-ish.
Well, then he went on a 0-for-21 streak, and then they released him because Pedroia came back.
Yeah, I thought they'd DFA or release someone else than Hanley. I thought they might DFA. Who? I thought they might DFA Swihart.
No.
He's kind of been struggling when he is given playing time, and he's doesn't really have a for sure spot. And if you heard, it was either him or his agent who said that he wanted out of Boston.
I believe it was his agent, but why would he want out of Boston? He was getting good playing time. He's being overpaid. You're playing for a contender.
Good playing time. He's only has I know he's playing for a contender and he's getting paid good money, but I also don't think he's been getting a lot of playing time
because he's hitting 240. On any team, you're not going to get playing time if you're hitting 240. Well, unless you're on, I don't know, the Royals or something, but
Royals or Marlins
or or the White Sox. I'll do you one better, or the White Sox. But
or the Mets, who have no catcher.
Yeah, he's not gonna get good playing time wherever he goes. And I was thinking, okay, maybe we'll go to the Mets, and then Jose Bautista goes to the Mets, and I'm like, oh, well, there goes that.
And they went and got Mesoraco.
Yeah, but the Mets would have him play left, right? He can't play left field either.
He can't play left field. He can, but it just won't be very pretty.
No, he can't. Brandon Belt's a better left fielder than he is,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. Yeah, he's Belt, even though Belt rarely.
You're not a good outfielder when Brandon Belt's a better outfielder than you are.
Who rarely sees who's
okay,
50 innings in the outfield this year.
But the Rockies could use him, and another team that could really, really use him is the Astros. The only thing with the Astros that I'm concerned with is there would be a contract issue. That's the only thing I could think of. I mean, he's already being paid by the Red Sox, so it could be similar to a Pablo Sandoval kind of thing, where I think the Giants are getting Sandoval the minimum or close to the minimum, and I could see the Astros doing that too because the Astros need to save up all the money that they can because of free agency coming up with Keuchel, probably going to leave. I was about to say Altuve, but they just extended. Yeah,
Who else is coming up on free agency? They extended.
I think Correa in 2021-ish. Correa's going to get a lot of money. Bregman's going to cost a lot of money. So they need to be saving for that. Verlander's coming up in free agency in a few years, and so is Garrett Cole.
Yeah.
So if they want to keep their core together
next year.
Yeah. But if they give him a league minimum contract, that's I don't know. That's nothing really to them. I mean, even for the Astros, who aren't the richest team, league minimum isn't all that much. And then, okay, the Astros are what, 14 of 15 in production-wise from the DH spot in the American League?
He's hitting about 250. All their DHs are hitting about 250.
Okay, so that's who? Evan Gattis. Jake Marinsnick. Marwin Gonzalez is having a down year. It's a combination of a lot of guys having a down year, but the only reason besides, I mean, I don't really know if salary is that much of a reason if he gets minimum, but the only other reason I could see he doesn't go to the Astros is because the Astros are more one of those in-house teams, They
develop a lot of players internally,
they aren't the Dodgers.
Ryan and Justin Verlander. How many other star players would you say that they've traded for?
Yeah,
Josh Reddick.
Josh Reddick signed there, but their left field situation right now. They usually start either Tony Kemp or JD Davis. Davis has been doing okay, and then when they started the year, he's been doing average-ish. They sent him down to AAA. He goes there, he hits like 430, right? And then he gets called up again after Derek Fisher goes on the DL. Okay, Tony Kemp is up there now. He's doing great. Great defensive left fielder. Very good defensive left fielder.
Yeah, he's still a prospect for the. He's still a pretty big name prospect for him. So I mean, I think they should give him more playing time right now in left field.
Mm-hmm. And then Derek Fisher is a free agent right now, or not free agent. My bad. Derek Fisher is in AAA right now. He's hitting 456 last time I checked in about a few games. It says he's on rehab assignment, but he's been down there for about a good week and a half, pushing 2 weeks. So, I think they have to call Derek Fisher back up, right? Dude's hitting 456 in AAA, and he's only in AAA right now because he was on the DL. He didn't do that great in the MLB, but I mean he was doing okay. He wasn't doing like completely horrible.
Yeah,
but it's just like, who are you gonna send down? Marwin Gonzalez? Or not? Nah, you can't.
I don't know. They could send down Maruznik. He still has options left.
Yeah, Maruznik got sit down earlier this year.
Sent down, and then he was called up like a week later.
Yeah. And they do have Wright coming back as well.
Yeah, they have. He's about to come off the DL.
So I feel like with all of those guys there, they can find someone to DH, right? Yeah, put Tony Kemp in left because he's a great defender and he hits fine. He's probably the best defensive outfielder out of all of them, and it's not really close.
Right now, yeah.
And then hitting-wise, you could either put in Fisher or J.D. Davis, depending on righty-lefty who you're playing, because I know that Derek Fisher does horrible against left-handed pitching.
But that's one thing I think they're going to do at the deadline. They're going to go and look for a DH at the deadline. That's for sure something that they want to fix right now,
Is it, though?
I mean...
Are you really going to trade someone for that? If anything, they're getting bullpen pieces at the deadline. Their bullpen is horrible.
They're
horrible.
A lot on... Who was it? Their closer? Ken Giles, and he's doing horrible right now, yeah.
Yeah, Ken Giles is horrible. He's not good at the pitching, okay?
He's not good at the pitching.
He's not good at the pitching. He's been terrible ever since last year's postseason. He hasn't been able to get anything. He hasn't been able to get anyone out. Like when the Indians came back against the Astros in that one game where they had like a 7-run bottom of the ninth or whatever it was. Guess who started that inning? Ken Giles.
Ken Giles.
What a surprise. He's not a good pitcher, man. They can't rely on him. Like, cuz right now their closers who? Chris Davinsky? I mean, Devo's a good dude. He's a good pitcher.
He's doing good. Who else is doing good right now? That
Colin McHugh.
Colin McHugh is doing good.
Brad Peacock is doing okay.
Hector Rondon has some closing experience. I could see them slotting him into the closer role if Giles keeps struggling.
And they also have a late reliever in AAA. His name is Matt Ramsey. He usually pitches like the 8th or 9th inning. He's been having a really good season for them down in AAA. I think he's 27 years old. I mean, he's not a young dude, but he's having a decent season, and really the Astros could use all the help they can get relief pitching.
I think that they could be one of the ones that could go after Royals closer Kelvin Herrera at the deadline too.
Yeah. That's Herrera looks definitely like an option. Or they could call up one of our favorites, Armenteros.
Really, Leo?
Armenteros. Oh my gosh, he's still having a great season. And he's going to be so good when he makes it up to the majors.
I hope so.
All right, so recently, Dan Le Batard announced that he was going to send Lewis Brinson, who you've probably never heard of before, unless you're a Marlins fan. Lewis Brinson, he's an outfielder for the Marlins.
Or a Brewer fan. Because he was you get the point. It was a Brewer at one point, and he was traded for Yelich.
Yeah. So he's currently hitting 161, which is not good. He's 24.
He has a 490 OPS.
Oh, that's not good, man. So, Dan Levitard, he is trying to get everyone to vote Brinson into the All-Star game. The reason why he's doing this, there are a few theories. Like, okay, in 2014, he was given a Hall of Fame ballot, and then he gave it to Deadspin to fill out his Hall of Fame ballot to show how absurd the voting process was. And I think he might be doing something kind of similar here, because, like, in Major League All-Star Game, like, the starters are decided by fan votes, so fans can just completely flood the ballot, right?
Yeah, you can just send whoever you want if you get enough votes in.
Mm-hmm. This kind of reminds me of a few years ago, and there was a guy on the Athletics, Eric Sogard, on Hot Stove. They do this, like, face of MLB contest during the offseason, right? And
Yeah.
Eric Sogard won face of Major League Baseball over guys like Buster Posey,
How does
Giancarlo
Eric
Stanton.
Sogard do that? Is it voted on by? I assume this is a fan vote.
Yep. It was all a fan vote, and then Eric Sogard's now the face of Major League Baseball. So
All right.
there we go. Way to go, A's. Congratulations.
You got some guy nobody else except you have heard. You or Brewers fans have heard of to get the face of Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like he's doing the same, like, that's what Dan Lebatard is kind of doing what the A's did with Eric Sogard. Like, I mean,
flooding the vote.
Yeah, just flooding the votes and see how far it can get him. Because, I mean, I don't know, who would start over him? Isn't, I believe Brinson is a left fielder, so...
No, he's center field.
Center field? Okay.
Yeah.
So who's going to start over him if people actually vote for Lewis Brinson?
I feel like there's a lot of better players they could vote into the All-Star game. For
Okay,
center field.
well, obviously, Brinson's hitting 161, right? But,
Yeah.
I mean, like, okay, who would be someone that gets more votes than he does in the National League in center field?
I'm looking that up right now. seeing
Charlie
what else.
Blackmon?
Blackmon, possibly.
Pollock?
Almora, maybe. Almora on the Cubs, because the Cubs are so popular.
Almora isn't that much of a hitter, though.
Yeah, but it's the Cubs. They sent
And-
Addison Russell to the All-Star game in 2016.
True. Cubs fans.
Remember-
I'm not really sure. You know, I feel bad for guys like, you know, that are on, like, small market teams, right?
And actually doing good.
Yeah.
Oh,
like,
yeah, well,
like
I
sticking,
mean,
like Jose Abreu, right? You know, he might get outvoted by, I don't know, Greg Bird or something, because Greg Bird's on the Yankees, right? Even though he's having a way better season than Greg Bird is.
Yeah, I mean, he's hitting 301, has 10 home runs, and has a 357 on-base percentage, and he might get outvoted by somebody who's only going to make the All-Star game because he's on a well-known team.
Yeah, it's...
Like, Jose Abreu hasn't made the All-Star game since 2014.
Dang, man. That's
And
tough.
he's had some, like, really good seasons, too. Like, I think they said he's one of the few, along with Albert Pujols, to have, like, every season since he's gotten to the big leagues, at least, like, 25 homers, 290-plus average, and, like, 100 or more RBIs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. That sucks. I feel bad for small market team guys. And it's not like small market team guys can't get in, right? It's not like it's a bunch of Yankees, Red Sox, and Dodger players and Cubs, right?
No, but it's harder for a small market player to get into the All-Star game.
It's harder for
especially-
them, right? Unless they're having like a Mike Trout year.
Yeah, I think that's the only reason Jose Abreu made his first year. If you think about it, well, back when Abreu was a rookie, I thought this guy's going to be greater than Mike Trout this year, and I thought he was going to win MVP.
Wow.
And I thought that he should win MVP.
Wow.
And-
You thought wrong. Thinking anyone's going to be better than Mike Trout. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, it was 2014. It was 2014. I didn't know as much.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
But
but
he had he had like a judge start to the year. I can remember.
and speaking of someone having an amazing year, what about Brandon Belt? I feel like Brandon Belt gets no love whatsoever.
Because why?
Well, okay,
Underrated.
first of all, like as someone who follows the Giants, right? I feel like I can speak for the team when I talk about this. So, fans don't like Brandon Belt.
Why?
Good question. That I don't know. Like, okay, Brandon Belt for a lot of his career, out of like first baseman in the MLB, if you ranked him like 1 to 30, like starting first baseman, Brandon Belt's like number 15, like constantly. He's right there in the middle. He doesn't really do anything bad. I mean, he's a fine player, right?
Yeah, he's
but
like
then fans don't like him. I don't know. They trash on him a lot, which is kind of undeserving, which really isn't fair.
He's playing a power position and the guy's never hit more than 18 home runs in a season. That might be a reason why.
But I don't know, man. Does that really matter if he's producing? Especially like he's producing this year.
He's doing really good this year, I think.
He's hit 307 with a 403 on-base percentage and a 547 slugging percentage.
There's been a guy that flew under the radar. Like, who's Brandon Belt, you know?
He has 11 home runs this year, and he was projected to hit 13.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like, and, okay, recently, Brandon Belt, he had to have his appendix removed, which sucks because he's going to miss 3 weeks of the season. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, I saw that he was placed on the DL.
Yeah, they had to take him out in the middle of the game to get emergency surgery to get his appendix removed. So, get better soon, Brandon. But, okay, right now...
he leads the team in WAR.
Of course he does.
Well, yeah.
Because right now, according to Fangraphs, using all their advanced statistics and stuff, this isn't my opinion, okay? Calm down, everybody. But Brandon Belt is the 10th best hitter in all of baseball. Right now.
Right now.
Yeah. Number one.
Still just right now.
Number one, okay, guess who? Mike Trout. What a surprise. You should have never doubted him, ever. Number 2, Jose Ramirez. 3 is Mookie Betts. 4 is Frenchie. 5 is Andrelton Simmons. 6 is Manny Machado. 7 is Freddie Freeman, who kind of came out of nowhere this year. 8 is Aaron Judge. And 9 is Nolan Arenado. And then 10 is Brandon Belt. You want to know who's behind him?
Who?
Jose Altuve. Chris Bryant. Bryce Harper's way down here. And you know who...
Bryce Harper's only batting like 240, I think.
Mm-hmm. And you know who's number 30? Brandon Crawford.
Crawford's been having a really good year too. He should be higher, I think.
Yep, he's been hitting like.
If you're gonna put Harper, who's currently has a 227. I know batting average isn't everything, but still 227 batting average isn't great.
But like, okay, Jose Altuve is number 11. So this season, Brandon Belt's a better hitter than Jose Altuve, and he gets no love for it, and I feel very bad for him because a lot of Giants fans don't even like him, which sucks because he's out here being the 10th best hitter in all of baseball in a lineup where Andrew McCutchen's hitting 245 and Evan Longoria is hitting what 250 maybe
250, yeah,
probably worse than that, to be honest with you. People are obsessed with McCutchen, and what about Brandon Belt? Okay, it's time. Yeah. It's time to show respect for this man, Brandon Belt. Okay, this is tough as a ball player, man.
To just go unrecognized and hated, even from where you're from. Even though you're doing like really, really good, it doesn't matter.
Even if he's doing average, why do people not like him, man? I don't get that.
He's average.
I feel for the dude. There was a whole thing last year where Brandon Belt said that, like, oh, well, if I'm so bad, then, like, he got into an argument with like some fans on Twitter because fans were telling him he's like bad or whatever, and then Brandon Belt replied and he pulled up some of his statistics, right? And he's like, oh well, if you really think I'm that bad, then maybe I should just ask the Giants for my release or something like that. But he's not. You look at him; he's right in the middle. He's.
How could I don't understand how you could hate a player who has the second best OPS out of first baseman across baseball. That's higher than Jose Abreu, Votto, Hosmer. You know, some of these like really big names. Goldschmidt, who's struggling right now.
Yeah, well, it's not like they completely hate him, but it's like you know, because after all, at the end of the day, he is on their team, right?
Yeah.
But they just, I don't know, they don't like him for whatever reason. I mean, you know, he's not like a cocky dude either. He's just kind of there, and he's easy to be picked on, I guess. That's the only thing I could think of.
Easy to be picked on. Nobody else but him. He gets all the hate.
Yep.
For some reason.
Because, I don't know, who are you going to hate on the team? Crawford? No. Longoria? No. It should be like McCutcheon right now, hitting 245, after we gave up Kyle Crick. Man.
Kyle Crick's doing good.
Of course he is. Well, I think that's a good time to wrap up today's podcast. And everyone go show some love to Brandon Belt.
Yeah. Go show some love to an underrated player who deserves more attention.
And Brandon Belt, get well soon. But thanks everyone for listening into the podcast. The next episode will probably be on, I don't know, Friday, Saturday-ish. We'll be recording a new episode in about 2 days, so be sure to look out for that. And we will see you guys then.
My diamonds gon' shine when the lights dark. You and I take a ride down the boulevard, and your friends really wanna break us apart.